Hi, and welcome to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast with everyone's favorite OBGYN, Dr. Angela Jones. Have you ever been too embarrassed or shy to ask your own doctor about your, girl parts? Well, you've come to the right place to get straight answers. Feel free to ask Dr. Angela anything women's health related. Obstetrics and gynecology? She keeps it real. Pregnancy? She's been there, done that. Menopause? She'll get you through. Young or old, Dr. Angela's got you covered, girl. Now here's Dr. Angela.
What's up, people? This is Dr. Angela, everyone's favorite OBGYN, and I would like to officially welcome you to episode 295 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. So you all know that I get queries from all over the world, literally. They're coming from women, men. I get queries from various media outlets on a pretty regular basis. And so this one that came to me actually this morning, I was flipping through my emails and hot off the press, one of my frequent flyers, so to speak, sent me a query that she's writing an article about. And, she was like, Dr. Angela, she's actually writing a salon sex and love advice column, and she wanted me to kind of chime in on some butt stuff, is what she said. She says, I'm tackling some butt stuff, Dr. Angela, and I wanted to know if you could chime in. So this is what she sent me from one of her readers. Here's the question. Is it possible that my body is physically designed to not be able to comfortably experience anal sex? I've had two wonderful partners I've tried to engage in anal sex with, but the pain was so extreme with each partner each time, it literally felt like something, either my anus or sphincter, was definitely going to tear or rip. Ouch. Yeah, that sounds like a huge ouch. With both partners, we engaged in very thorough foreplay that included anal play, early with fingers and smaller plugs. I was able to very much enjoy that, although sometimes intense. However, even with prior play, lots of lubricant, and both my partner and I being very much in the mood for it, when they enter, the pain is so beyond what I can tolerate. And as an aside, I had a kidney stone while pregnant, and an epidural didn't work during my pregnancy, so I feel like I can handle some pain. Is it possible my body is shaped differently and that I can't handle anything too big without ripping or hurting beyond any sense of pleasure? Thanks for reading and considering adding this to your work. That's like really, really, really a great question. So how about this? Anal sex. Definitely not as taboo as it used to be. And as a result, more folks are taking a walk on the wild side, so to speak, and getting in on the fun and pleasures that can be associated with it. So based on what we just heard and what I read, it sounds like this individual is definitely up for the challenge. And I would just remind, this individual or this young lady that slow and steady wins the race. And it sounds like she's really on her way to having a great experience. The operative phrase here being on the way. So we got a couple of things to check off. Foreplay, check. The anal sphincter is a muscle and it needs to be relaxed in order to accommodate or take anything in. So let's keep that in mind. Lots of lube, check. Lubrication is a must here. Unlike the vagina, the anus does not self-lubricate. So this is an area where you're going to want to make sure that you have a really good, thick, heavy lube. Silicone or oil-based is probably going to be your best bet here. Remember, oil-based lubrications break down condoms. So, you got to keep that in mind. Safety, safety, safety first. And remember, slow, steady dilation. Fingers, plugs, and then jumping right to a penis? Whoa. That sounds like a huge leap of faith. So this might be a really good opportunity to maybe employ some other dilators to kind of help you more gradually ease into accommodating a penis, because most penises that I've seen in my lifetime are much bigger than plugs, fingers, toys, etc. I'm just saying. The other thing that comes to mind for me with regards to people trying anal for the first time is, whenever you think about it, you always imagine, or at least maybe I do, people kind of hitting it from the back. Well, that's not the only position that you can do anal in. I mean, perhaps as the woman, you may find more comfort as well as control, being on the top. It might make it a little bit easier. That way you can control depth of penetration, how slowly things are happening. And, as a bonus, you might also get some clitoral stimulation going on in there, and that might also help you to relax a little bit more. The other thing to keep in mind, specifically if you are in that much pain, I have to be completely honest with you. Kidney stones are one of the most severe pains that humans can experience. And if you had a kidney stone during a pregnancy without an epidural, you know what pain feels like. And if you're telling me that anal sex hurts worse than that, I think that I might take a friendly trip and visit your friendly OBGYN just to make sure that anatomically there isn't anything going on that could be contributing to how much pain you're having. Things that immediately come to mind for me are anal fissures, maybe internal hemorrhoids, etc. So I might just take a field trip to see your friendly OBGYN just to make sure that everything is as it should be, and hopefully you will be well on your way to having a more pleasurable anal experience. So I'm so happy actually that I got this question because everybody's thinking about it. Some of us are doing it and nobody's talking about it. Well, here on Ask Dr. Angela, we talk about everything. So thank you so much for reaching out. I completely appreciate it. And so certainly if you all have a question that you want featured on my podcast, you know where to reach me, www.askdrangela.com. That's AskDrangela.com. You can hit me up on any of my social media platforms. That's going to be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can send me a direct email. I do get back to all queries. Eventually, I'm giving myself another shout out because you know that my pregnancy book was released on April 16th. It's what to expect during pregnancy and beyond. And so you can get that on Amazon. Please get it, download it, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your feedback. As is the usual, I'm going to close with one of my favorite quotes from She Went Out on a Limb. This is from Sandy Gingras. And this one comes from the Reverend Mother to Maria from The Sound of Music. You have to live the life you were born to live. I'm going to say that again. You have to live the life you were born to live. So get to living, people. Until next time, look better, feel better, be better. Can't wait to reconnect on episode 296 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. For more information on women's health and the show notes for this episode, please visit Dr. Angela at www.askdrangela.com. While you're there, don't forget to leave your own message for Dr. Angela. See you soon! All of the information provided and discussed in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and should not take the place of consulting a physician. This podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or illness and does not and should not replace treatment from a medical professional.